Apparently, we are live. So welcome to the reading for, was it Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. There you go. When it is dark enough, you can see the stars. When it is dark enough, you can see the stars. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And here is today's reading, which is called Oppenheimer's Secrets. It's not the movie per se, but it is kind of related to it. First quote is from J. Robert Oppenheimer himself. It says, when we deny the evil within ourselves, we dehumanize ourselves, and we deprive ourselves not only of our own destiny, but of any possibility of dealing with the evil of others. More about Oppenheimer shortly. And Ernest Holmes in Science of Mind textbook says, evil has no power in itself. It is merely a negative way of using a positive power. The way to escape this dilemma is to look through the condition to the primary or first cause where energy, intelligence, or power exists without any limiting circumstances whatsoever. To do this would be to think in the absolute. So put simply, there's power running through us that we've talked about often, and we have the ability to use that power for good or otherwise. And that's what evil is, the otherwise. And by the way, Science of Mind textbook, it was towards the beginning, it was on page 36, paragraph 2. Now, Reverend Raymont asks us, are you familiar with this Bhagavad Gita quote that J. Robert Oppenheimer is known for speaking aloud? Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Do you know why he said it? Well, just in case you've forgotten, J. Robert Oppenheimer is called the father of the atomic bomb. So that kind of answers that. Bhagavad Gita, of course, is the second group of the later group of the major scriptures of Hinduism. The first ones being the Vedas, and the second one being the Gitas. And the Bhagavad Gita is probably the best known of them. And this is Raymont, Reverend Dr. Raymont, to be precise. For some time now, we have been in the midst of worldwide polarization. He says this is not a new phenomenon. We experienced polarization during the Vietnam War era, the Jim Crow segregation, the Cold War, and of course during World War II, and lots of other times. Our goal isn't to identify the polarization, but it's to ask what consciousness is causing it and how we can heal it. He says, people often tell me that politics is the cause of polarization. And he says, that's incorrect. The cause is the meaning we give to politics and what we choose to invest in certain beliefs and ideologies, many of which go against the principles and values of any well-meaning society and philosophy, including Science of Mind and New Thoughts. Oppenheimer acknowledged the destructive power he helped bring into the world. His arrogance in believing that a weapon of mass destruction will be so terrifying that it would end the thoughts of war proved naive. I'm not too sure it was arrogant, but anyway. He did not consider the consciousness of the greedy, warmongering psychopaths who will want bigger and more destructive weapons. He says, are we ready to heal that consciousness? It begins by looking within ourselves. Embrace your darkness, for in the deepest shadows the light of transformation is born. And that's attributed, once again, in Hinduism to the goddess Kali, the Hindu goddess of time, change, and destruction. There's also a good book, which I think it's the one I mentioned in the Christmas talk at Creative Life Spiritual Center, and it's called The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. the dark side of the light chasers. We all have a dark side. It's not necessarily an evil side. It's just a side that we don't want to bring into the light. So you might want to look that one up, actually. I think it's a pretty good book. The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. So on a much simpler level, our object is simply to acknowledge that there are certain things within us that we don't like. And instead of pushing them down, we bring them to the light and release them and let them go. In other words, we acknowledge our faults and our failings. And it's not always easy, right? It isn't always easy. It's certainly not easy to acknowledge your failings and your faults. Excuse me, I have no idea why I'm yawning. It's got nothing to do with the weather, nothing to do with the time of the day, but there you are. So I think this is food for thought. Well, anyway, this is the affirmations in two parts. First one is, I embrace my own darkness, fears, prejudice, and judgments, so that they are transmuted. The shattered parts mended with gold. I think if you say, I embrace my own darkness and prejudices and bring them out into the light, now I am life, the healer of worlds. It's the opposite of what Oppenheimer said. Now I am life, the healer of worlds. The truth is that when enough of us just acknowledge, let go of that inside us that we don't like, bring it to the surface, and then start to concentrate on the positive, we will make the world a better place. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Is it coming in your lifetime or mine? We don't know. But it will come. And that is my knowing, my prayer, and my release into the universal subjective, calling it done, and so it is. Tomorrow you get 3 for the price of 1. You get Reverend Lisa at 9:15 on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page. You get Danielle Johnson. I got to get used to her last second name, Danielle Johnson. Sometime around midday, or maybe a bit later, doing the midweek meditation. Then you get me back again around about 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Almost said 9:15. 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. So you got 3 things to look forward to there. And you can get lots and lots of information. Go to our Facebook page, Creative Life Spiritual Center, and you'll see lots of info on there. You'll also see lots of back messages. You'll see back videos. So they're all there. I'm not sure how long Facebook's keeping them now. I think they're limiting it, but anyway, you'll see a bunch of good stuff on there. So until next time. Oh, and of course, this reading is from the Science of Mind Daily Guides for the 17th of February, 2026. So until next time, namaste.